So, is there even a point to continuing to try? After this long, after trying so hard for so long, trying so many different things to address whatever it is in your life that you want to address or think you need to address, fix in your practice, fix in your life, after trying so hard and things not fundamentally changing, is it even possible for them to change? I can tell you the answer is yes. I thought that as well. I thought, oh my gosh, like, how many books do I have to read? How many programs do I have to join? Like, clearly something is fundamentally wrong with you, with me. Like, that program works for all of these other people. That book has worked for these other people. Nothing is working. So I just kept trying. But at some point, you're like, really? It's exhausting. I'm Brady Long, and this is the channel where we talk about real inner work on ourselves and our patterns and our life. This video isn't about what I did. You can look at past videos for that. It is about what life looks like on the other side of doing this work. Now, there's not a time frame, but getting over the hump of the really hard work, what it looks like for my clients, what it looks like for me, and what it could look like for you. Now, this work is, as my mentor and coach Philip McKernan says, only as good as you are open to it. And it depends on where you start and how deep you go and how much work you do, where you go. But this is what is possible. And it might not seem like it is, but I can tell you, not only for myself, but for my clients as well. Uh, we all have our different issues, but especially for most professionals, especially attorneys, I would be very surprised if you don't see yourself in quite a bit of the following, at least some of the following. So, the most important thing that has changed for me as a result of doing a lot and very deep internal personal development work are just some of the following, not in any kind of order. I used to be very reactive instead of responsive. And I was not really aware of this. And I actually kind of took it as a superpower that I didn't think I thought that I thought very quickly, which I do. However, in reality, I was very reactive. Something would happen and I would just go. I would just, I would get the email from opposing counsel and I would just immediately hit reply and just start typing away. Okay. Yeah, not a good idea. Not a good idea. I came at things from a reaction, very primitive brain, fear based, completely fear based. And now I have breaks. Now I think through things, I come at things, even a 10-second delay, a half an hour delay, a 24-hour delay. It's amazing what a difference it will make. And the response is much better. I'm coming from a calm place, generally. Certainly not a jacked up keyboard warrior place that's just going to elicit a reactionary response from whoever you're sending that to or interacting with. So it's just far more reasoned and calm, and I feel better and I get better results. Okay. And I don't have anything that I regret. Some of those times you were like, I kind of regret sending that. I probably shouldn't have said that. I probably shouldn't have done that. I don't have that anymore because I've given myself that buffer where before there was no buffer, there was no breaks. I used to, and again, this wasn't really conscious, I used to have a lot of internal fighting going on, for lack of a better phrase. It was like I had these parts of myself, and they were fighting all of the time. One part would want this, one part would want this, that were completely opposite. One part would, we should do this. No, we should do this. And, one day I would go with this part and go this direction, and one day I would go with this part and go this direction, and then wonder why I wasn't getting where I wanted to go. It was like I was just going in circles and circles and circles. And then I would just beat the crap out of myself no matter what I did. It was just like this internal fighting. Well, I now know what that was about and what was going on, and there there are still different parts there, but I know who they are. I know what's going on. I know what's going on, and for the most part, I am able to navigate that. I don't feel like I'm just like boom, 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 like a ping pong ball. Okay. Um, that living like that was exhausting and it was confusing, and then I would beat myself up. I don't do that anymore. That alone, that alone is pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. I'm able to slow my mind down now and have quiet. I was always going before. Always, always going, where I truly consider doing nothing a waste of time. If you would have suggested to me I go to the forest and I just sit and just absorb and just sit with quiet, I probably could have done it for maybe 3 to 4 minutes. Like even if I like went on a big hike or something where it took a long time to get to the summit, I could sit there for a couple minutes, maybe look around, take a photo or two. Okay, let's go. I couldn't just sit and absorb. I couldn't slow my mind. The the benefits of being able to slow your mind is that's where the creativity comes from. That's where the good ideas come from. That's where the insight and the instinct comes from. Okay. Likewise, I have some patience now. I'm never going to sit here and say I'm a patient person. that would be a big fat lie. But I have some now versus none before. And patience is pretty important. Good things come with time. Good things come with patience. Just that energy is more relaxing and more welcoming to people. The energy that I used to give off of go, 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 more, 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 push, 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 push. I had no idea, but that energy was very, very uncomfortable and off-putting for other people. The like potential clients or judges or whoever. I'm much calmer and more patient now. And again, I used to think that that lack of patience was a superpower. Like I would sit here and say, with pride, I get more done by 10 a.m. than most people get done their entire day. While that may have been true in some cases, a lot of what I was getting done wasn't important, wasn't moving the needle. It was just going, 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 going. Versus when I have some more patience and I can slow down a little bit, I see things I didn't see. I have experiences I didn't have, and I'm calmer. I'll give you a perfect example, and this might seem trivial, but it proves the point. I used to be very impatient. Okay, I'm still semi-impatient with driving. My I come back and honestly, my father was a truck driver. He he had more speeding tickets. He had a lead foot. So there, I'm going to blame it on my father. I drive fast. Not recklessly, but fast. I mean, if you're in front of me and you're going the speed limit, I'm going to be like, come on, come on. And I was going to my friend's home. This was a few years ago, probably 4 or 5 years ago. And he lives out in the country. They have a ranch, and 2-lane road is the only way to get there. And when I set out, I talked to myself. I'm like, okay, chances are you're going to get behind somebody who is going the speed limit or under. Chill. You can ride their butt if you want. That makes you miserable. It makes them miserable. Just go the speed limit. Just go the speed limit. You're going to get there maybe 5 minutes later. It's not a big deal. Just chill. So I did that, and sure enough, of course, I get in back of somebody who not only is going the speed limit, is going like 5 under. And it gave me a great opportunity to, number one, check in with myself of like, okay, why does that make you so incensed? Like, why do you just jack up? And when I was able to have kind of a dialogue with myself and notice the feelings, because they were disproportionate to what was actually going on, I came up with some insights as to, okay, why do I get so ticked off at that? Okay. Here's the other thing that happened was I had gone on this route, I don't know how many times. But when I was literally going slower, I noticed this cool restaurant. And I was like, has that always been there? It had always been there. And I actually stopped, and that turns out to be one of my favorite restaurants in Texas that I had driven by how many times, never even noticed it. But when I was slowing down, I noticed it, and now it's this great treat. I ended up getting to my friend's house, probably 3 minutes less than what I would have. And I was calmer, and I was in a better mood. So I go slower now. Not always. I still drive pretty fast, but I try and be conscious of just chilling out a little bit. Not this constant just go, 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 go. Okay. My anxiety is so much lower. I had been diagnosed with general anxiety disorder. I had been undiagnosed with severe ADHD. So I don't know, I'm sure those are wrapped together. Who knows what percentage is what? But I used to have panic attacks like, get me home right now. Or just kind of shutting down, like having my anxiety so jacked up that I just couldn't function, and I just was like staring out the window. Okay. I have been able to go through the last 8 years with some events in my life that normally would have absolutely put me in sheer panic attacks for a couple days without a panic attack. Some anxiety, some like, this doesn't feel good. Okay, we're going to have to ride this. This is concerning, but nothing compared to how I used to live at all. Likewise, the flip side of anxiety, depression, a couple evenings where I've been like, yeah, I'm kind of, this, nothing compared to what I used to live with. Nothing at all. Truly remarkable. My impulse control, going along with the patients, is so much better. So much better. Like, I'm not buying cars on impulse. I'm not buying a house on impulse. And some of that is knowing I have ADHD, but I'm not medicated. I can't take medication for it. My impulse control is just dramatically better because I know myself more. And I know what my brakes need to be, and I have guardrails, and I'm able to go slower and give myself that buffer instead of just immediately going. I really realize now that even in the best moments of my life before, I was really unable to sit with them and enjoy them, even for just a minute or two. I wasn't able to absorb the experience. It was just always on the surface. Now I'm able to experience even the simple moments or the big, great moments. Really experience them and absorb them. And it's hard to describe. You just kind of have to experience the difference. But I think one of the most telling differences is my travel. Paris is one of my favorite places in the world. And when I went a couple times before this work, and I loved it, I enjoyed it, but I was still very much into the next, going to this store, going to this place I wanted to see, going to this museum, go, and taking pictures. And I purposely would take a lot of pictures so that like I could relive it later on because I knew I wasn't absorbing it. And now when I travel, I absorb it. That's all I can say. I remember going to Dublin, and I remember just going to a park and just sitting on the grass, and I just sat there for like an hour doing nothing, just absorbing the experience. Just really absorbing what it looked like, what it smelled like, what it felt like, what the sounds, the birds, just absorbing it all. Going to a pub and just sitting there for an hour and a half, absorbing it. It's just a totally different experience, and you feel it in your bones. It's a lot better. Before, it felt like I never did enough. Regardless of what I did, regardless of what I accomplished, it never felt like enough. And that's a really exhausting place to live. It wasn't a place I visited, it was a place I lived. And it's almost a little demoralizing and exhausting because you get like you're never going to get off the treadmill. You're never going to get to a destination because the second you get to the destination, there's more. It's like I used to run a couple marathons. I used to run. It's like if somebody says, okay, well, get to 26.2 miles, and you get there, and then, oh, whoops, you got another 26.2 to go. And then you get there, and you go, okay. It was exhausting. And you just kind of go and just go and go and go. Don't get me wrong, I still have things that I would like to accomplish. Actually, I'm more productive now. But I don't have this internal that my self-esteem is dependent on that next thing. I feel enough now. I am enough now. I've done enough today. If I do more, it's great. It's extra. That's an amazing feeling. And absolutely just a secure, peace, content feeling. I am able now to take 100% responsibility for my own thoughts, my own behavior, my own results. And I had trouble with that. I had trouble with that before. I'm not constantly comparing myself to other people and feeling either superior, like, oh, I might have my issues, but I'm not that guy, or else less than. I don't do that anymore. I'm able to read myself, therefore I'm able to read other people. It feels like it's a superpower. I know myself now. I love myself now, which was a completely foreign concept. I, for the most part, am pretty positive and pretty happy. Sure, I still get annoyed at traffic. I'm a human being. There's things that annoy me. But I'm they're few and far between, and I'm able to recover far better. And I'm able to look at a situation and go, okay, that situation is going to be stressful, triggering. What do I need to do to keep it from going like this? Okay. That's just some of the internal change that then leads to the external change. And the external change is what we all think we want. Okay, that's the shiny ball, the prize, you know. But the external has been pretty miraculous as well. I have leveled up on all of my relationships. I don't have any narcissists in my life, and I used to have quite a few narcissists in my life in key roles in my life. There are no more narcissists in my life. That alone, when you get rid of narcissists in your life, it's amazing what you can do and how you can feel. I am truly connected with really deep relationships with the people that I need to have deep relationships with. I have healed some key relationships, the most important being with my son. I have never been closer to my other two sons, my stepsons. We are truly just connected. I can't describe it. You you don't know it's missing until you have it. And then you're like, holy crap, this is what it feels like. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. That alone, if that was the only thing that I ever got from doing this work, that would be worth it all. Absolutely worth it all. Period. I have nothing to prove in relationships anymore. Oh, that feels amazing. My relationship with money has changed dramatically. I used to have a really unhealthy relationship with money. I have a really good relationship with money now. I'm able to make it without guilt, without all of the schmutz I used to have. I'm able to keep it now. It's safe for me to keep it now. It was always safe. It didn't feel safe for a lot of different reasons. I have savings. I don't have debt. It's I am not impulsively buying to fill a need. I'm not buying to impress other people. It's truly like, holy crap, amazing. My relationship with my body has healed. I was pretty rough on my body for many, many, many years. I'm pretty good to my body now. I do work that I freaking love, that I will do till the day I die or literally can't do it anymore. Work that I love doing. I love seeing the results for my clients. That this is the best work that I have ever done in my life. It, truly remarkable and amazing. I can't describe how good it feels. And I am more focused and more productive now than I ever was before. I am on top of my biggest issues, the ones that at my rock bottom, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to get on top of these. I'm on top of them. That feels good. That feels freaking amazing. They're always going to be there. They don't just disappear. I'm on top of them though. And it's not like a struggle. It's not like I don't feel like I'm on top of a beach ball in a pool where I'm constantly like having to be vigilant and no, I got it. I'm on top of it. And I've really dealt with the emotional issues. Again, if you've watched my videos, I thought that my issues were intellectual. They were not. My clients think that their issues are emotional. They are not. They are emotional issues. I've dealt with those. This work, you think you deal with something, then something comes out sideways. Okay, you're never really done. But the big kahunas, I have dealt with. It feels amazing. Absolutely amazing. So you may have recognized some of yourself in that list. And I haven't even gotten into, the perfection and the overworking and okay. Most people, especially professionals, you're living in that and you don't even see it. And it feels like normal, especially when everybody else is doing it. I can tell you, if you don't feel jazzed up about your life, if you feel like you're just exhausted, like you're just constantly pushing, like you're just getting to the next thing, or if you are feeling like you have when-itis, I call it, I will be able to relax when. I will be happy when. I will feel content when. Like I used to. Okay. Just because everybody's doing it, just because it's socially acceptable, especially in a professional culture, doesn't mean that it's normal or healthy. It's not something you have to live with. You can choose to live with it. Most people will, but you don't have to. So, regardless of what it is that you're like, that just doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel like it's in alignment. That doesn't feel, I, I just don't like that feeling. Know that the issue doesn't matter. It's not intellectual. It's an emotional issue. And if something is telling you something is wrong, ignore that at your peril. If something is telling you this isn't right, it might be right for that person over there. It might be right for the entire profession. But if it doesn't feel right for you, there's a problem there. Ignore that at your peril. And the vast majority of people are never going to feel what I have felt. And that makes me sad. It really does. Like, oh my gosh, if you could feel what it feels like on the other side of this, oh my gosh. But you don't get it staying in your head. So if you're listening to this and it sparks some curiosity or you feel like something's off or something, there's a couple ways to start this work. And it doesn't need to be with me, but it needs to be with somebody. This isn't stuff that you can just do on your own. It's just not. If you're interested in starting with me, I run a monthly second Saturday workshop every month. And or you can book a call with me. The links for both are in the description. And I want to say thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate this. I hope that you get something out of these videos, even if it's just to know nothing's wrong with you. Nothing's wrong with you. Okay, we'll see you on the next one. Take care.